Great to see you again, Fred. So today's don't for salespeople is don't over-deliver. Really interesting, because I know lots of salespeople think that's a really cool thing. So tell me a little bit more. What do you mean by that? Don't deliver. Over-deliver.
Yeah, because I suspect a lot of people will be surprised by this, because we often hear the under-promise, over-deliver thing, and it's good practice. And we're not saying don't deliver at all. Absolutely, you've got to deliver. But it's when you go too far over and beyond, when you're doing things with probably good intent to try and wow the customer. I mean, that's why you're doing it, because this is a great thing. You can make a bit of a rod for your own back. Mm-hmm. Because I guess people are doing this because they think, well, if I really do this, the customer's going to like me more. They're going to think I'm great. They're going to think this is superb. I will get more business because they'll be super satisfied. And these things aren't necessarily true.
Oh, right. Okay. So you're saying that actually most of us, when we think of over-deliver, as I have done in the past, we're doing it because we want to wow our customer. And we've always been told, under-promise, over-deliver, and that will make the customer like us more and therefore give us more business. But you're saying that logic is flawed.
It is flawed because I think that what it can do is it doesn't wow the customer, it worries them. They think, oh, what's going on here then? This isn't what I thought we'd agreed to. I thought we were going to get A and B, and we seem to be getting A, B, C, D, and E. And they've not understood me well, or am I going to have to pay for this? Or when is that going to come back to bite me? Because that I didn't believe to be part of the deal. So they might not really be seeing it as this sort of this added value. It's this sort of, I'm a bit uncertain about it. It's surprising me. It's disconcerting me a little bit.
Yeah, and actually, now you say that is actually true, because we think, well, there's no such thing as a free lunch either. So why have I got this extra? But I love your thought there, which was actually, does it actually demonstrate the salesperson doesn't really understand what was asked for? So if you give too much, as you know, I'm a big proponent of actually make sure you demonstrate to the customer you do understand the requirement. But actually, if you're giving them more, if that suddenly demonstrates you don't understand, that actually could create some trust issues as well.
Yeah. So again, remember, we're not saying don't deliver. This is what we've agreed. This is what you need. This is what's going to solve your problem. It's what's going to satisfy you. And yes, I want you to be satisfied. I do want you to be delighted.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to raise the bar so much that you just start to expect this stuff all the time. And then when I try and say, well, no, that was just because the first time and you're a new customer and I was doing a whole load of good stuff just to keep you happy, then it's like, well, okay, so that's just a new customers only thing, is it? Now that now that I've signed up, I've taken the royal shilling, I'm not getting that more, am I? Okay. So it's going to backfire that way. So it's another reason why that's flawed, if you like.
And of course, we know then that if we give something to somebody and then take it away, that's a big demotivator as well.
Yeah, so it's kind of, we've raised the bar. They've thought, what's the catch? Well, there wasn't a catch, but then we're taking it away and saying, well, actually, now you've annoyed me. Now you've frustrated me because I got used to having that good stuff. So, yeah, I mean, the other thing we're kind of doing, there's quite a lot of flaws in this, is that these are potentials for upsell, potentially, and for us to add more value and for more discussions to sort of improve what we're doing with them, but from the paid point of view. Because at the end of the day, we are in business. We're doing this for a reason. That's what sales is. So yeah, I mean, that's why I think people think it's good. I think that's where it's flawed. So yeah.
So what would you recommend people do, and how much do we deliver versus over deliver? So could you explain that a little bit more?
Sure. Well, like I say, I'm not saying we do not deliver. We deliver, and we deliver well. We understand what their expectations are. Well, that's part and parcel of the sales process anyway. And we make sure absolutely we tick the boxes in that. Even by asking the questions as to what people's expectations are, that can start to set you apart as a salesperson anyway. And where we can really get some of this delight is through the selling experience. The buying experience, actually, and that you guys are easy to deal with, or you really get me, or when you do stuff, it always absolutely hits the mark. Not that you then kind of throw loads of extra stuff at me for the sake of it. It's, you get it. You're doing what we said because you've understood what we need, and it's a joy to deal with you. So you're going to actually still get probably that outcome that you're looking for by this whole kind of keep chucking stuff at them and over delivering thing. by
Yeah.
just being excellent at what you do.
Interesting. So what you're saying is almost be consistent in good delivery, good solid. Consistency is almost more important than over delivering ad hoc, because it creates all this up and down.
Yeah, knowing what consistent looks like, doing that, setting up to do that, delivering on that, and then checking that we are delivering on that. So we might think we're doing a lot of this stuff, and actually this can happen when we throw a load of stuff at people anyway and find out that it was irrelevant to them. It was easy for us to do, but didn't add any value to them. By then, as we're delivering, checking that it's making sense, that the value that they're expecting is being delivered, that can be part of the whole experience as well. And again, people think they're in safe hands and think, yes, it's good to be your customer. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I wanted out of the business relationship.
Yeah, interesting. And it's the way sometimes that you, as you say, sell it, make it easy for people, and arguably communicate. I had an example recently where I had a Next sofa, which didn't get delivered. 3 months delayed. It got delayed by in the end. And then some other things went wrong as well, and they delivered something wrong. So there were several things going wrong. And it was really irritating because there was some good communication and some bad communication. And of course, we always remember the bad stuff.
Yeah.
And eventually they offered me something like £50. So I said, well, £50 would have been okay for the first lot of stuff that you did wrong, but you've now done this since then. So I would expect more, because you'd already said to me I was going to get something. So I asked for double that, 100 quid. And it was really interesting because she came back with 115 on a card, which was quite good. But it didn't make me think any more about the customer service. I just thought, it's like she didn't really understand. I would have been happy with 100. She just apologised, £100, whatever, and just done it correctly. But 115 did not increase my level of satisfaction at all. But whereas her listening to me would have done. So I'm still, I mean, I would use them again because their aftercare generally is quite good. But I'm still a bit annoyed the way they handled it all, even with £115 back. So
See, maybe it's my suspicious mind, because I'd have been going, what could you have done then?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. And maybe I should have asked for more as well. And then there's all those sort of things come into play, don't they? So yeah, it's interesting.
So she's probably going, that was my absolute maximum. I've given you that. Hopefully that makes you feel better. It doesn't. Yeah. It's just made me more suspicious in that you actually never did what you should have done anyway. And actually, could you give me more? I don't know what you could have done now. So
absolutely. So I think you're right about as customers, we are often suspicious. So you're basically saying so deliver and deliver well, and consistent delivery, and of course raise the bar when you need to, but then consistently raise the bar if that's relevant, but also only raise the bar or when you've got good feedback. Check their expectations and then do feedback calls to check the expectations have been met, to make sure everybody's happy, which of course is about communicating as well. Would that sort of summarize it?
Yeah, it does, absolutely. And even those feedback calls and that process and doing all this stuff very well, to a degree, is going to get us that outcome of over delivery, or the thing that we're trying to do by chucking lots at it, in itself. So that's why I would say don't over deliver, but it's deliver very, very well. Subtle differences. Yeah.
Don't over deliver, deliver very well, because sometimes when you over deliver, you could actually reduce the value of what you're delivering.
Correct.
Interesting. Excellent. That's great. I really enjoyed that, Fred. Thank you very much. I look forward to the next one. I'm off for coffee.
Cheers.